Former President Jimmy Carter's legacy is often defined by his accomplishments after leaving office. His post-White House life included building homes for those in need. CBS's John Dickerson has that story.
Almost a decade before his death, Jimmy Carter learned he had brain cancer and that he would not have long to live.
I've had a wonderful life. I've had thousands of friends, and I've had an exciting and adventurous and gratifying existence.
That equanimity and poise was not the product of some pill or treatment.
Thank you, everybody.
It was built on a foundation of the faith Carter has practiced all his life. The diagnosis turned out to be better, and 3 years later, I visited with Carter while he was building homes for Habitat for Humanity. Mr. President, you are 94. It is nearly 94 degrees outside. What are you doing here?
Well, I'm building Habitat houses.
I asked about the presidency, of course, and politics, but I wanted to know about that foundation he'd built his life on.
I have always been a Christian, and I think one of the key things we learn from Christ is that we should help people in need.
He'd been building houses for Habitat for 34 years by the time we met. I asked him how the diagnosis had changed his worldview.
It's made me appreciate life more. It's made me value the things that never change much more. I remember quite often what my high school superintendent used to say, Miss Julia Coleman. She used to say, we must accommodate changing times in which we are involved right this moment, but we must cling to principles that never change. So I think each person has to define those principles that for them never change, like truth and honesty.
Carter kept at it. A year after we talked, he took a fall, and even though he had to get 14 stitches, the 39th president was drilling and hammering the very next day, as he'd been taught. Though the circumstances had changed, he still clung to the principles that never change. Tonight, people will eat dinner and sleep between the walls Carter helped raise during his life. A life which, in its selflessness, faith, and example, leaves behind a blueprint of how to build a foundation for one.